Very good morning to all the dignitaries, guests, faculty members, research scholars, and my dear students. I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all presented here for the inaugural function of a one-day program on capacity enhancement of students, conducting in memory of Dr. R. Vijay ma'am on behalf of Department of Electrical Engineering. I really privileged onto the dash. President. So please welcome to the dash. So I request to present a guest and a person whose presence is vibrating for today's inaugural function, Professor K. Ramasudha Garu, Chairman Board of Studies, Electrical Engineering Department, AEC. Thank you, ma'am. I extend my warm welcome to one of the special guests, Dr. Divakar K. Vadapalli Garu, Manager AHA AE. Thank you, sir. With equal pleasure, I invite our today's one more special guest, Dr. Ravi Shankar Sarepalli, Director, Incubation Center, GBP College of Engineering. So please welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. It is my honor, more than a pleasure, to welcome It is my pleasure uh, to invite Vijay Shanti ma'am father, Sri R.V.N. Murthy Garu onto the dash. Sir, please come, sir. Thank you, sir. It is my honor, more than a pleasure, to welcome today's chief guest, Professor K. Samata Garu, Rector, Andhra University. I welcome ma'am onto the dash. Thank you, ma'am. I welcome Sri Kanta Prasad Garu, Dr. Vijay Shanti ma'am's husband, and I also thank ma'am's family for their presence. I welcome all the participants of the program, faculty members, research scholars, and my students. I welcome all of you who are presented here. So now I request Professor P. Mallikarjun sir, President of the event, to proceed the following. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Department of Electrical Engineering, AU College of Engineering, Andhra University, I welcome you all to this one-day program in memoriam of our beloved Associate Professor, Dr. R. Vijay Shanti Garu. And this program is coined in such a way that it can be called as electrical engineering students enhancement of capacity towards incubation and entrepreneurship. And with the permission of Honorable Vice Chancellor Garu, so the department is making this academic year as uh, startup year for electrical engineering this year 23-24. So in this connection, I welcome again all of you. The first item in the agenda is the prayer by Miss Lohita.
महागणपतिं महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दितमहागणपतिम् महादेवसुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं मानकोटि प्रकाशं शान्तं महाकाव्यनाटकारि प्रियम् महाकाव्यनाटकारि प्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिम्
Thank you very much, Lohita, for a pleasant prayer and invoking the Almighty in this hall. Next, I would like to request our Rector, Madam Garu, and other dignitaries onto the dais uh, for lighting the lamp. So I am very much thankful to our respected Rector, Madam Garu, and other dignitaries for the dais in joining for lighting of the lamp. So the next item happens to be opening remarks of mine. So formally, once again, good morning everyone, and thank you very much, madam, for joining our department of this platform today, in spite of your busy schedule. Thank you very much, Murthy garu, and thank you very much, Devakar garu, and Ravishankar garu, Dr. Ravishankar garu, and also our chairperson, Board of Studies, Ramaswamy garu. So I acknowledge the presence of Professor K. Vaishak garu, Professor Krishna Rao garu, and the young team of faculty of electrical engineering, and also my dear young friends. So generally we come across the two buzzing words, innovation and entrepreneurship. Uh, Let me take the entrepreneurship and innovation in a separate way. Every day we used to practice innovation, knowingly or unknowingly in our life. So when my mother used to feed me or teach me the numbers and alphabets with the batter that is used for making puri or chapati, so she made the numbers and alphabets with that material, and she used to feed me. That is her innovation in teaching. So let me go a little far away. I am a student of Government Polytechnic Vizag way back in 1980s. So as part of our final year project, and let me tell you, most of you have not born at that age, at that time. So we used to have the antennas for our TVs on our rooftop. So every house will have its own antenna, which is directed towards the uh, television tower, which is located at Simhachalam at that time. So as part of our project, final project, we made one thing. So in the north extension of Sitamdara, 8 to 10 houses. So we are the four are in group. We have taken one video camera. It happens to be a big size at that time. From that video camera, we have connected the flat twin wire cable to all the 10 houses, and we have placed that video camera in one place, in one room, and we use it to telecast the activities of children in that area. So that happens to be telecasted to these 10 houses by that video camera, which is captured that image and it has been transmitted. At that point of time, we doesn't know that it is known as innovation. So uh, at that time only we have the television changed that mode to this cable. If we have pursued that and we have enhanced that technology, different way. So this is about innovation. Every day we used to have the practice of innovation in our daily life. Suppose if you are late to the class, if you are telling a very good reason which no one else has said that reason, that happens to be our innovation. That is one. And earlier we used to think the entrepreneurship it belongs to commerce people or MBA graduates or economics uh, students or something like that in that dimension. But later it is proved that unless we embed the technology in the entrepreneurship, it's not fulfilled its target. So, an amalgamation of technology as well as the entrepreneurship qualities, we can call it as a technopreneurship. So, this program is coined in such a way that to drive the young minds of electrical engineering of these three districts towards the technopreneurship. So that is the main aim of this project, this one-day program. So sometime back, I have watched a movie. So the hero says, "నా దగ్గర బ్రెయిన్ ఉంది, మీ దగ్గర డబ్బులు ఉన్నాయి. So let us work together in order to have some business model. At the end of the day, you take your return on investment. So that is return on money that is being invested by the investor, and I take money as return of my brain investment. So I am just investing my brain so that I can get something, and I can pull up the revenue from the investor. So that is the state of the art or state of the business model nowadays. So Dr. Ravi Garu and Dr. Diwakar Garu, they are well versed with these words, and they would explain us in a better way. So with this few opening remarks, with the permission of our respected rector madam, we will proceed further. So the next item is remarks by convener Dr. P.K. Patnagar.
Once again, a very good morning to one and all. I take this opportunity to brief about the program. So first, we have initiated the program very actively to conduct on the birth anniversary of Dr. R. Vijayashanti garu. But I feel very sad to conduct this program in memory of her instead of doing this program jointly. Dr. Vijayashanti garu is one who always thinks with an innovative mind. So we thought of doing the program with a guest as a guest lectures. We invited Dr. Ravi Shankar garu, Director, Center for Innovation and Incubation, GVP College of Engineering, who is having 12 years experience in building startups and skills of the students. We also invited one more guest lecturer, Miss Vagira Jonnada Garu, Alumni Officer AU, who have over 10 years of experience in the corporate complaints matters, both secretarial and legal, and also one who hold active positions in various social welfare, social service organization. So coming to the student activity, the main aim of the activity is to encourage the students of electrical, ECE and CSC department students in and around the AU to actively participate and make them to exhibit their innovative ideas through PPTs, if possible with models also. So after meticulous scrutiny of every element in their present in their ideas, that too done in presence of the chairing session members, we are going to select 5 best ideas and we are proposing them to incubate in AHUB AU. So for this, we received 44 registrations as an innovative ideas from 108 students from different colleges all over Andhra region. I express my best wishes to all the participants for their presentations as well as I express my gratitude for their registrations. I express my heartfelt thanks to our beloved head of the department and Chairman BOS Madam for their advice given in conducting this program. and for providing the kits and all. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I especially thank Nitin, Karthik, Sri of the program, without whom I would be incomplete in successful conducting of the program. So that's all about the program. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, madam. Uh, Let me proceed with inviting our vibrating professor, Professor K. Ramaswamy garu, Chairperson Board of Studies, to give a message on this occasion.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everybody. I don't know why you are all so dull. Can't you be a bit active? Good morning. That's good. Uh, Rector Madam, our beloved Rector Madam. Then we have our special guest, Divakar Garu, Ravi Shankar. I know him from years. And of course, our head of the department, Mallikarjuna Vijay Shanti Garu's father, our real Garu, my department colleagues, Professor Vaishya Garu, Professor Krishna Rao Garu, Jyotsna Madam, Srinu Nayak, Amarendra, Gopichand Nayak, and all my dear students. A very good morning to all of you. Good morning. So, this event is basically organized in memory of Dr. Vijay. Some of you all might be knowing her, like maybe the final years might be knowing her. She was a very vibrant and very down to earth and a very good soul. She was so active. If whatever work is given to her, she was like a lady Hanuman. You know what lady Hanuman means? హనుమంతుడికి చూసి రారా అంటే కాల్చి వస్తారు అలాగా she used to whatever work we used to give her, be it administrative, she was my scholar. She did her PhD under me. So just an idea discussed, it would be in process the very next year. She would never wait for anything. Very active, and that is the reason why probably most of us still feel her today. We never feel that she's not there with us. We feel that she is there with us. So that's on the students. We had a lot of discussions like what should be her birth anniversary like, because we wanted to have an endowment lecture and then we wanted to have a student event because she was more among the students. She used to love being among the students. So that is the reason why we thought we should have a capacity enhancement of the students. The spark should be ignited in the students, and we should see many more Vijayashantis in the students. So that is the reason why we thought we will have the innovation as the main theme because we already have our AHUB with us. So AHUB, it is an initiative by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, the first time in any state university, and it is also over a short span, it is also ranked in the NIRF band from 11 to 40, 50, 1, 5, 11, 15, in the band of 11 to 15. So that is really a good achievement for Andhra University. The first time. So how is it possible? It is possible because of students' writing, because of the ideas of the students' writing. Our vice chancellor keeps telling us that we have a number of problems around us. Every day we look around us, we have a number of problems. So for each problem, if you think of an idea, if you think of a solution as an idea, that itself would become an innovation. Small things, ideas come out of small things. Like how our head of the department said, how you teach in a different way, that itself is an innovation in teaching. How you travel each day, if you are traveling in a shortcut or if you are traveling in a different mode, that itself becomes an innovation. Some crazy idea that you get. When I was young, I used to like coffee a lot, but nobody used to give me coffee. So I used to think I should have a big barrel of coffee with a small pipe. Continuously, the coffee should be there with me. So something like that. And driving is one nightmare to me. I don't know how people drive cars. For me, driving is like I have joined the driving school twice, and the person who is teaching me will have his own control. I will have another control. That control is, dummy, but basically, I press the accelerator a bit, it moves. I press the clutch a bit, it goes. I thought, oh, it's nice. I finished driving. I know driving. So I've declared that I know driving. I can take the car. But the next day, when I tried to take out my own car, it was not moving. How much accelerator I give, it's not moving. How much clutch I press, it's not moving. Then the next day, I asked the person who was teaching me, why is it like that? Because he's controlling everything. I am pretending to control everything. And then he said, to change the gear. I said, in which gear I am there now? How will I know in which gear I am right now there? There should be some display which displays that you are there in third gear, you are there in fourth gear. That was long back though. So I was like, there's too much of multitasking. I have to control the accelerator, brake, clutch, gear, steering, then look at the road, look at the rear view mirror. So much of multitasking, and I have nothing to think about. So I thought this is Tesla car, which has got fully automated driving. I mean, an unmanned driving. You don't actually need somebody to drive it. It itself puts you in the track. It itself tells you that somebody is there behind. It tells you when the charge is less. So everything. So I was so fascinated. So this is how whatever you think, some crazy ideas also may become an innovation. So we have with us Divakar Garu from the Innovation AHA, and then we have Ravi Shankar from Innovation Council. He's a mentor for the state government, and in fact, he is started his career, I think, in a very different way. This is something I think I should talk about. He has started his career by storytelling. Storytelling in the sense, small things that go around you. He started putting them in a story because that's how we learn things. Small kids, when they were young, how do they learn something new? They learn something new because their grandmother or mother must have told them a story. And that story creates such a lot of impact on the small kid, they will remember it for life. So something which is narrated in a story type is more easy to remember than something which is taught like a classroom teaching. So I really appreciate that is an innovative idea. I really appreciate Ravi Shankar for having such a thought of creating stories and putting them into uh, whatever stories that he has, everything that he wanted to tell in technology also, he has put them in stories. So that's a real innovation by Ravi Shankar. I mean, it was his own startup. It was a startup. He left a very promising position in Wipro, and he has come to this startup, and it was successful. He was successful, right? Then, incidentally, I know Divakar Garu also, like he was my sister's junior and alumnus of Andhra University. He was also in a very promising position in the US University, Alaska University. Then, due to his passion for innovation, he has come down here and he has joined Rahab. Now, he is not a total entrepreneur, but an entrepreneur who has come out from our own field, that is the teaching. So, we have two great people here who they are going they are going to share their real-time experiences with y'all. And we have 48 teams with 48 and they are going to evaluate all the 48 ideas, and top 5 ideas will be selected from this, and these top 5 ideas, the inputs will be given to modify, and they will be presenting again on sometime during September 15th. That would be the final presentation, and then they would be incubated into us. So that is the plan for today. And I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk about my own scholar, my friend, I mean, she's more like a family member to me, on her birth anniversary. And I thank Kanta Prasad Garu and RVN Murthy Garu celebrate her birth anniversary. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam, for recollecting our association with Dr. RBS. We prominently call her as RBS. Thank you very much. And driving a Tesla car by you, definitely you can drive now with a little bit change. Wherever you
I won't drive.
no, with a little bit point, wherever you drive, road must be there.
Road must be empty.
Road must be there. Thank you very much, madam. Let me move ahead. Uh, Now I request Mrs. Swati to come onto the dais and introduce our special guest, Dr. Divakar.
Good morning, everyone. Today we have the privilege of being in the presence of true visionary, Dr. Divakar K. Vadapalli Garu. I am so pleased to be with you this morning and to have the chance to introduce to our guest speaker for our ee-eNcAP 2023 program. Divakar K. Vadapalli Garu graduated from AECE, Department of Architecture in 2000 with BR. Later, he earned a master's in city planning and PhD in social welfare from the Case Western Reserve University. He worked as research assistant professor at the Institute of Social and Economic Research, University of Alaska, Anchorage, before he returned to India in 2018. Divakar K. Varpalli Garu was with many states and national committees on the child welfare and authored numerous technical reports advising child welfare policy in the USA. His work is also published in peer-reviewed journals of international repute. His advocacy for citizen participation in child welfare led to significant change in Alaska child welfare practice, and particularly in remote tribal areas. Later, he then moved back to India in 2018 and ran a restaurant for fun, Covid Tilda Restaurant. Being an alumnus of Andhra University, he currently hosts Vizag's only talk show, Been There, Done That, here on campus every first and third Saturday. He joined in the May this year as a manager. I am very much delighted to invite Dr. Divakar K. Vadapalli Garu to address the gathering to share his valuable insights and perspectives on this occasion to enlighten the audience with the precious words. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
energy there. Good morning. Thank you. That was about me, I guess. I didn't hear anybody describe me that way. So I'm an alumnus from Andhra University. I got my BR here. So respected Rector Professor Samatha, AEC Principal Radha Diwala. So Dr. Ravishankar Garu, Professor Mallikarjuna Garu, K. Ramadan Garu, respected colleagues, faculty from Electrical Engineering Department, students, and the family of Dr. Visakhapatnam Garu. Thank you all for coming. This is a great occasion, and marking this occasion with innovation and entrepreneurship is a very good idea. So yesterday I was thinking of what should I say, and as I was thinking about it, I had a student visit me from another department, not from electrical department. He was talking about how we don't have exposure as a student studying at Andhra University, and folks in IIMs, IITs, and other national institutes have a lot more exposure. They know a lot. They get to meet a lot of different people, and he was, you know, generally feeling bad about, I guess, what he is missing out on not being in a nationally reputed campus. And I said, okay, let me think. I was an alumnus of Andhra University. I'm an alumnus of Andhra University. I was old style desktop, and there would be a little button. Click on it, a little pop-up box opens up, and you dial. It literally rings like 6 times, 7 times, and you wait for it to connect. If you're lucky that day, it'll connect, and if it connects, you're lucky it'll stay connected. And then you open an email or some website, and it'll take you 2-3 minutes to actually open the website. Then you check your email. And finally, wow, I got my email. I checked my email. Somebody responded to whatever I said, or somebody sent me something. So that was the world I was living in. And if I wanted to know something, the big resource I had was library, where there were journals. Some of them are old. Very few of them are current. There are old books. So I was running around from pillar to post, trying to meet people, get some idea of where I'm going, what I'm supposed to be doing. Somebody told me you need to be going to the US. So I didn't know what university I was applying to, and I had no idea where it was. So this is the exposure I had back then. And of course I was complaining. How many of you don't understand Telugu? Okay, everybody understands Telugu. సో అప్పుడు 95-2000లోని నేను కూడా ఇలాగే ఏడ్చాను. సో మన ఏడుపు మారలేదు. అదే క్యాంపస్ లో ఉన్నాం, కొత్త కొత్త బిల్డింగ్స్ వచ్చాయి, అయినా సరే నాకేం తెలియదు అని ఏడుస్తున్నాం. ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఫోన్లు ఉన్నాయి, ఫోన్లో హై స్పీడ్ డేటా ఉంది, ఏది కావాల్సిన ఎదుర్కోవచ్చు, ఏది కావాల్సిన చూడొచ్చు, అసలు ఏం జరుగుతుందో యూట్యూబ్ లో చూడొచ్చు. ఇన్ని మనకు అందుబాటులో ఉన్నా సరే ఇంకా ఎక్స్పోజర్ లేదనే ఏడుస్తున్నాం మనం. హౌ మెనీ ఆఫ్ యు ఆర్ ఫెమిలియర్ విత్ ఆహా బిఫోర్ టుడే? Okay, majority, a good majority, more than 50-60%. So, how many of you have been to AHA? Oh wow, 10 or so. How many of you have been to any event organized by AHA? Same number. It is sad. మనకి ఎక్స్పోజర్ లేదు, ఎవరికి ఏం చెప్పట్లేదు, మనకేం తెలియట్లేదు, ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది అని బాధపడే కన్నా ఒకసారి ఏం జరుగుతుందో కళ్ళు ఒకసారి చుట్టుపక్కల ఏమున్నది, ఎవరు ఏం చేస్తున్నారో అని ఎదుర్కొంటే ఎంత బాగుంటుంది, ఏదో ఒకటి అనిపిస్తుంది. As I was driving into work today, I wanted to listen to some music, and I was thinking back to my college days, and Gulabi cinema ఎంతమంది తెలుసు? 96, 97, 98 టైంలో కూడా వచ్చింది. సో అప్పటికి మీరు ఎవరికి పుట్టుంటారు చాలా మంది. సో అందులో ఒక పాట ఉంటుంది, క్లాస్ రూమ్ లో తపస్సు చేస్తే ఏం గురు ఏమి ఉపయోగం ఉండదు, బయట ఉన్న ప్రపంచం చాలా ఉంది, అది చూడండి. I agree partly. It's not that classrooms are waste and no use. There is a whole world out there. You need to engage with the world, figure out what is going on, what are the challenges out there, what are the opportunities out there, how can you contribute. If you're not following AHAB on social media, you will not know what we're doing there. There's a lot happening at AHAB. There is always something exciting happening at AHAB. It has two major roles. రెండు అవతారాలు ఉన్నాయి AHABకి. One, it's a regular incubator like any other incubator across the country or anywhere in the world. You have a startup idea or you have a startup company that you're starting up, you can come there. There are resources we can help you with. We can, connect you with advisors. We can connect you with investors. We can connect you with entrepreneurs. Lots of different connections and networking. That is a regular incubator role. The second role we have is what we call delegated authority or delegated responsibility of being an IIC, Institutions Innovation Council. In that role, our responsibility is to promote and foster innovation and entrepreneurship on campus among faculty and students. So what do we do in that role? All every student anywhere is brilliant. There's no question. The question rises when you try to figure out where to use that brilliance. There comes this, all the information you need about how to figure out what you're interested in. Where can you contribute best? When are you going to be happy? What will make you happy? So having the brilliance is a given. Now, what do you do with it? Where do you apply that brilliance is the question. AHAB's role is to help you figure that out. So shortly, I'll be visiting your department and every department on campus here, talking about G.I.T.A, a portal. It's a national portal set up by Ministry of Education for all of us innovators to log in our ideas, your class projects, or anything that you may think of, any idea that you may come across. Please go on G.I.T.A. You can Google it, you'll find it. Go on G.I.T.A, create a profile for yourself, and I'll get an alert saying you logged in an idea, and I'll validate you, saying you are from Andhra University, and I'll connect you with an innovation ambassador. Innovation ambassador's role will be to help you move along to the next step on your idea, whether from idea to prototype to a startup, or whichever connections you can make. You might want to refine your idea. Whatever the next step may be, that innovation ambassador will help you. So this is set up to encourage you to think creatively, work with different people. All these ideas are pooled at a national level, and they are exposed to innovators, entrepreneurs, and investors from across the country. So you may find collaborators from unexpected corners of the country, either as an entrepreneur or investor. So there is a lot happening at AHAB. I won't take a lot of your time today. I'll be available at AHAB anytime you want to come stop by, talk about any of this stuff. There are other ways to engage. We have a lot of partnerships going on. You can connect with any of the companies that are incubating at AHAB. We have significant partnership with G.I.T.A, which is a group of successful entrepreneurs who are also investors. They are trying to give back to young entrepreneurs like you. So there are a lot of mentors in that group. They have their own social media presence. We conduct a lot of events connecting with them. How many of you are familiar with Startup Saturdays? Okay, about 10 and 15. Are you all listening? So you are not familiar with Startup Saturdays. It's an event that happens every first and third Saturday. I want to acknowledge the contributions of one here, Isaac, and some few other friends of his from your department who are constantly helping AHAB organize these events. In the process, they learn. In the process, they contribute. In the process, they grow. If you're on the same path, you should join him and come visit and work with AHAB. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, sir, for the information of and the activities of AHAB. And let me put one point here, sir. So in our department, we are providing all the inputs that are needed for my student to drive himself towards AHA. And before that, we have one uh, skill development center in Andhra University. So the APSS Skill Development Center. So many of my students have completed vertical training programs in that skill development center, and we are trying to bridge uh, the gap between skill development center and AHA. So that is our next idea, sir. So as convener of the Institution Innovation Council, it is my responsibility to acknowledge the innovation ambassadors from our department, Professor Garu and Professor Ramasudha Madam. So they are very much familiar with startup ecosystem that has been established in this university by our further, I request Ms. Tejasri, yeah, please introduce Dr. Ravishankar Garu.
It's my honor to introduce today's special guest, Dr. Ravishankar Sarapalli Garu, Director of Center for Innovation and Incubation, GVP College of Engineering from last 12 years. Center has incubated more than 50 startups and filed more than 58 patents until date. Dr. Ravi Garu is also helping Intelligence Technology Labs, an edu startup company, develop skill2030.com, AI-powered metaverse-based total interview automation platform. Ravi Garu started Inspire to Innovate I2I storytelling movement. Goal of this initiative is to inspire students through epistolary format storytelling. Ravi Garu is also working as mentor at CIIE and entrepreneurship, and advisory member to few product startups. Prior to this, Dr. Ravi Garu was working with Wipro Technologies for more than 13 years. Overall, having 25 years of experience in consulting, program management, training, and mentoring, managed services, pre-sales, innovation, and entrepreneurial development courses. During his stint at Wipro, Ravi worked extensively on mega outsourcing deals, management consulting assignments, worked with customers across globe like Microsoft, Nokia, Ericsson, FedEx, JP Morgan, Charles Schwab, EMC, Avaya, Okitata, etc., and visited many countries on various consulting assignments. Ravi Garu has published IT trends and technical articles in various national and international peer-reviewed journals and newspapers. Ravi Garu has given guest talks at various national international forums like FICCI, DST, India, R&D Conference, ISB Innovators Conference, panel member at conferences held at IIT Chennai, IIT Delhi, etc., and invited for Indo-Japan Summit as speaker. Received the Best Mentor Award at Yuva Summit from Kailas Satyarthi. Infosys founder Narayana Murthy and Gururaj Deshpande at Deshpande Foundation in year 2015. Dr. Ravi Garu did his PhD in Innovation Management, Master of Computer Applications from Andhra University, MBA in Human Resource Management, and GMP from IIM Bangalore. We are seeking forward for your valuable response.
Thank you, Andhra University, for inviting me on this occasion. Yesterday late night, I received a message from 40-year-old back friend that the talk which we are giving today, the name Dr. Vijaya, she is my wife's classmate. I think I don't know whether childhood classmate or I think I just know testing where exactly they met. But that contest actually kind of rose my spirits. What I'm going to speak now. And anyway, I'm going to speak partly now. At a later stage, I think we'll have a detailed discussion on the topic which I'm going to talk about. The most popular dating system today, or widely used system, is AD and BC. I think you are all aware of it. After death and before Christ and so on. But down the line, 10 years down the line, probably I think the next generation is going to talk about the different popular dating system called pre-AI and post-AI times. I think that is going to be the norm. I'm saying this profoundly because of the kind of integration happening in the AI with the society and the economic life or the healthcare or wherever, every facet of the life, it is really changing that. It is really transforming the every walk of the life. The jobs which you are going to do are currently we are all doing are the kind of education in the campus, because the management is also sitting here and just sharing it with the profound, because I'm on the campaign of design thinking across the nation. So the educators also required to understand the jobs which we are giving in the universities and colleges and so on are very shortly going to obsolete, and the new opportunities, new set of opportunities, new kind of education system, new kind of thoughts and opportunities would arise in shortly. I'm not talking about future. I'm talking about something which is already existing. The footprint is already made, and to some extent, I'm going to share certain examples so that you understand the seriousness of this entire program. Today, if this trend continues for the next 5 years or so, the only jobs left in the market would be five. Number one, entrepreneur who is going to start something, using something, and sell the product or service in the market. That's the number one. The number two is domain specialists and technology specialists who are immensely contributing towards training and tuning the massive language models or the large language models, LLMs or LMLs, right, which we are using in the form of ChatGPT and so on. They are actually the beginning. Today, you look at, I'm telling you on this platform today, very shortly you are going to see LEMs as well, large engineering models. Today, if you look at the engineering scenario, the simulations or the optimization or the design exploration or a material design or the kind of uncertainty calculations, probably predictive maintenance, all that are happening in silos today. And slowly these functions are getting feed from the IoT data, and slowly they are getting hooked up to the machine learning models or the AI models and so on. One fine day, very shortly, all are going to be integrated in the form of LEM and with a simple prompt, and they'll be hooked up to one side IoT system, another side 3D printing. One simple prompt would actually bring the entire product scenario. That is going to be the future. So this is the second job where these domain specialists and technology specialists are immensely contributing towards training the data. The third job, which we are all kind of familiar and we are already started doing with the ChatGPT, is the prompt engineering. I think very often you are listening to this. What is this prompt engineering and all that? The fourth job would be AI users. Simply like how you are using a website, tomorrow I think you will become an AI user. The last job which I'm advocating across the nation, which AI cannot replace or AI cannot enter in next 10 years, is a design thinker. So that is the role. I think everybody has an opportunity. And afternoon, probably I think when we have time, probably I think we'll discuss more about those opportunities and those stories later. So when these 5 jobs are going to be there, then what kind of education you require, what kind of skills you need to impart, what kind of skills you need to really undergo is going to completely change. I'm not talking about future, I'm talking about present. Let me give a couple of examples so that you understand the seriousness of the talk today and the seriousness of the program which you are going to enter in. So we are all familiar that I think medical systems or medicos or the doctor's job is secured. No, absolutely not. In fact, there is a company called Hugo Rat Systems. They already entered into surgery. The average doctor's job is already replaced with the robotic automation mission, right? So average doctor's job is already replaced. And we are talking about oncology. I think I think the talk today has a context to that. Oncology is prevalent, and I think more than 3 lakh people every year dying just because we don't have a predictive systems, right? But however, there is a company called Capno started by 2 founders from Vizag. One from Bullai College, I think is Venkatraman. He's also kind of chair to Tata Trust. Earlier, he was working as and Ratan Tata's executive assistant, as well as he is also associated with Reliance Ambani. And this man from Bullai College, he started a company called Carpinos. along with a co-founder again from G.I.T.A University. I think way back in 90s he was in G.I.T.A, again in electrical engineering those days, and later he went to IISc, and his name is Rajshekhar. Together started Catkinos, and they are doing a very good job in terms of AI-powered oncology detection and the cancer detection and so on. You look at Google has already developed the Google retinopathy, I think the Google glasses, right? I think very soon they are going to replace ophthalmologist jobs. Ophthalmologists already having some dabba, you can see, right? You put a head, chin down and so on. That would be replaced with these Google glasses, and the job would be almost taken over by the technology itself. The basic medical tricoders are already doing a lot of stuff in terms of detecting the basic health check from the temperature to the anemia detection. To that extent, medical tricoders are already developed. And IBM Watson is as good as doctor today. It is giving the best possible decisions using AI. So from a medical perspective, average medical doctor, I'm not talking about expert. I'm talking about average doctor's job is already replaced. Then you might say, no, I'm going to be a software engineer. My job is secure. No, an average app maker's job is already replaced by Zoho maker. Zoho, right? I think Zoho has already developed a no-code platform, which is kind of already replacing. The Selenium is doing the testing job, and the Terraform is doing the basic infrastructure management job. Asana is doing a project manager's job, and Codex, I think AI has developed a Codex, and GitHub has already developed the Copilot. They are doing better code than an average programmer today. Average engineer's program versus a Copilot program is, if you compare, Copilot is doing better. Now Microsoft also launched their Copilot, and the third one, I think AWS, I think Amazon has launched Code Whisper. All four are going to replace an average programmer's job. So this is already happening, and very soon, next 2-3 years, I think that is the reason some of the campus selections are actually deferred this year. So they are experimenting with these kind of things. Only experts required. The average programmer's job is in a risk. No, you might say that no, I can become a management professional. I can go to MBA and safely I can manage. No, the average HR job, automation job, which myself and my co-founder started a company called skill2030.com, Enrichment Technology Labs. It is completely AI-powered, metaverse-based total interview automation. You could actually interact with a avatar. Avatar would ask a Python question, you respond, and you ask something, it would respond. So entire evaluation is done without human being. One fine day, I think last 6 months back, we rolled out through AICT to across India more than 7,000 interviews without one single human being. We conducted on a single day. That was the kind of history. You know what? We were very happy. We thought, no class. The next part I'm going to tell. We were very happy and excellent. I think we are going to be the next Elon Musk and the next Sundar Pichai, and so we thought that way. One fine day, ChatGPT came, and our product is routed within a day itself. Night itself, we were completely ruined. The 1 crore investment is completely gone because the ChatGPT responses, the ChatGPT training models are much more superior than what we developed. So entrepreneurship, I'm saying, because we need to kind of anticipate all these kind of problems. So this is the kind of phase we are going in. You might say that no, I can a receptionist job is safe. No, letter drafting is better done by Jasper than anybody today. I think you have seen ChatGPT is delivering the better letters than anybody else. The Grammarly is doing a better grammar check than anybody else. We don't require a specialist in English and the shorthand specialist in English and so on. You might say that no, still the researcher's job is safe. You are thinking that. I think I already shared to some of the research scholars in Andhra University. The proposal making or the paper making or the literature survey you are doing currently for your research for the first 2 years can be done in 20 minutes time using a product called G.I.T.A. One of my co-founders now he quit our company and he joined there, and they are developing a product called G.I.T.A. You can Google it, and it will do complete literature survey for every scholar across there. And scholar's job is just to go through that what Jenny has done and figure out what are the gaps it has provided and work on solutions. That is the only job left at this point of time for researchers today. You might say that no, still marketing job is safe. No, market news is doing amazing job than average marketer today. So you see some of these aspects, they are kind of replacing every nook and corner, every job which we are thinking of at this point of time. If you are silent and sleeping, probably I think your job is already taken up by some kind of AI system. Then you might say that no, you are all talking about software related, you are talking about marketing and all that. I'm an electrical engineer, I'm a core guy, core branch. You might say that. To your surprise, some of the entrants, some of the AI powered entrants today in the electrical domain are disturbed, so that you understand the seriousness which is happening in the electrical side. There is a company which is trying to work on a AI powered smart grid management. So it will be entirely the management of the current personnel today, the manual manned version of the smart grid management is slowly taking over by AI. So it is doing a better job, better decisions than what we are today. The predictive maintenance or the energy management and some kind of optimization. Probably, I think you look at the quality enhancement in terms of see the kind of AI thinking about it. The voltage and current waves of forms also it is actually calculating, reviewing, and any distortions taking place, it is actually kind of evaluating, taking a wise decisions. This is the area it is entered into already. Some kind of intelligent control systems are also powered by AI today. So they are also entering into the core domain. In fact, for your surprise, 2 months back, IBM and AWS, Amazon released a product for welding inspection. The welding inspection today is taken by quality personnel, right? So that job is already taken up by AI, and they already released it to the market in US. It is already under operation. Very soon, it is going to replace the common welding inspecting engineers. So this is the kind of area AI is entering in. While I'm scaling to you, I'm again telling you that design thinking jobs are only jobs will be left because the definition of the design thinking is human-centered approach for an experiential innovation. Human-centered means there is an empathy, heart is required. That is a qualifier number one. Humans have that, AI doesn't have at this point of time. The experiential innovation means it should qualify on three parameters. Any product or service which you are making, someone should desire for that. So that is a qualifier number one. Because you are presenting today, we are going to evaluate on three parameters at least. Someone should desire for the service or product. The second one is someone should be able to pay for that. Business viable, right? I think viability should exist. And the third part is technically feasible. If these three parameters exist with a human centeredness, those jobs are already called as a design thinker's job. So that job at least is safe. So you should start looking at those areas, enter into those areas so that you are safe for next 5-10 years. Let me take a couple of examples so that you understand the context, and I'll leave the ground and later again we'll discuss further. So before you become a design thinker, you need to be inspired first. That is what I think the ma'am was talking about, the inspire to innovate storytelling movement we started. So we are taking the contemporary examples, the contextual examples of what's happening in around the society and building into epistolary format and sending to all the students. I'm sure I think some of your AE students also receiving every week and your vice chancellor forwards many of my stories to some of the professors and so on, because I get responses from there as well. So you can also enroll to my LinkedIn or to my blog or to my send my message. I will put it into the broadcast. So these stories, what we are trying to do, taking the existing scenario or existing people's story or failure story or a success story, converting into a small contextual system and putting back to the students. That is what we are trying to do. So let me take a couple of examples to inspire what exactly I'm talking. I'm going to give an example of an electrical engineer recently did something wonderful, which is kind of raising the spirits of the electrical engineers. Being an electrical engineer, I think you need to be proud of what this boy has done. This boy's name is Karthikeyan Mangalam, a third-year electrical engineering from IIT Kanpur. As part of his final project, he was doing something in Geneva and returning back from Geneva to India. So he was in a flight, and the flight was actually traversing from Switzerland to the Russia to the Afghanistan in India. That was the route. The flight took off and it was almost 2 hours done, and he was sitting in one particular row. After 2 hours, a passenger in two rows before, he was really developing some kind of nervous problems. The white foam is coming out from the mouth, and he was sweating, and something wrong. Immediately, flight attendant came to that person and asked certain things, and she felt that attendant felt that I think something medical emergency. She rushed to the announcements place and called all the passengers. Is there any doctor in the flight? Fortunately, there was one Russian doctor on the day, and he rose that hand and said, "I don't know English, but I can manage. What exactly is the problem?" So this man came to this passenger, a Swiss passenger, and did an immediate diagnosis and found that he is a type 1 diabetic. Unfortunately, during the flight security check, this man is supposed to carry this insulin dabba here, right? I think the abdomen you took the insulin. So he forgot during the security check, he kept it on the tray, all the belt, shoes, everything he kept on the tray, and walked in, and he forgot that insulin itself. It was almost 2 hours over now. The insulin has to pump in inside, and the insulin was not there, so he is actually suffering from an insulin deficiency. Doctor is also diabetic. He is carrying one syringe, and this man is carrying insulin dabba. But that syringe is somehow it is not hooking inside. It is not going inside because that syringe is a very latest technology and so on. It was not regular syringe. This man is carrying a syringe, but unfortunately that syringe is actually not going through. That is not functional. This is the exact problem. Then Karthikeya Mangalam, a third year engineering student from an electrical engineering background, he doesn't know anything about technology. He was closely observing this entire scene. Almost 30 minutes over, this man is sweating, foam is coming out, and something going wrong. Back in the process, the pilot was talking to ATC control for emergency landing in Kabul. Right, there is any emergency in Kabul means is something dangerous. So, but however, some things are happening so that we can save the person. That was the context. Karthikeya Mangalam, with his own curiosity, he just stood up and went to doctor. Sir, is there any way I can help you? Doctor said, are you a doctor? No, I am a third year electrical engineering student. I just did my project and coming back. I am not a doctor. How do you able to manage this? No, you just give me that syringe and let me check. Immediately rushed to the pilot's announcement place and called pilot and said, sir, is there any way I can open the Google at this stage? So generally, Google is not open for civilian passengers. Only for the pilots, I think it is accessible. He opened the Google and he typed the name of the syringe in that Google and he downloaded that brochure and understood that every part of that entire syringe and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he deassembled quickly. And he looked at every part and he found that a small spring is missing in this whole game. Immediately rushed to the pilot's announcement place and called all the passengers, can you give me all your ballpoint pens, push ballpoint pens, give it to the flight attendant quickly. He collected and immediately rushed to every part of the flight and she collected almost 30 different varieties of pens and he immediately deassembled all of them and collected, sorted all the springs and found that one particular spring is exactly fitting into this the syringe. And he fitted and rushed to that doctor and said, sir, it only works 2 times. Push it inside, suck that insulin, push it in the body and leave it. It won't work more than that. He pushed inside, sucked that and pushed inside. Insulin went in. Everybody went to their respective places. And almost like 1 hour or 2 hours or it was calm. By the time it landed into New Delhi airport, as soon as it landed, all of them stood up and everybody is taking their luggage and the Swiss passenger was looking this side and that side. The Karthikeya Mangalam with the curiosity went and he was seeing, are you the boy who came? I was vaguely remember you. I think I could able to see your face and so on. Are you the boy did something? Yeah, yes, sir. Are you a doctor? No, I'm an electrical engineering student. I'm not a doctor. How did you manage this? Back in from the childhood, I have a habit of deassembling any part. My father used to curse me a lot. For every product he used to bring, I immediately deassemble them, assemble them. That was my hobby. Back in first year, I used to have engineering drawing. Everybody used to really curse that engineering drawing subject, but I used to really enjoy because that was the most happiest moment when it's not electrical engineering. That was the subject which I loved a lot, right? So that habit became a kind of process and it became a part of my life, way of my life. And today that helped, that curiosity, that ingenuity helped to solve this problem. That's what I've done. Immediately he took him to the nearest hospital, Mendata Hospital in New Delhi. And after that, this man announced something big, right? I have no children. Back in Switzerland, I have a huge restaurant. You are my second child, and probably I think anytime you come to Switzerland, you think it is a second home. So this was a kind of applause. And next day, Karthikeya Mangalam wrote this entire story in his blog and it became a national viral. Give a big hand to the Karthikeya Mangalam. Right? So as I think I'm only just speaking, you just need to inspire first. The design thinking stories we'll share later because of pass of time. I think I'm stopping here. But the rest of the stories will be continuing as and when we get a chance and where there is an opportunity. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best. Be a design thinker. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for enlightening my students with the latest attributes of design thinking. Just I would like to put a few comments on this, with your permission. So this program is oriented in such a way that their capacity will be enhanced in the thinking process, and they can become a challenge to AI. That is one point I would like to put. And I request all my students not to disassemble the equipment in my labs. Right? So I'm thankful to Dr. Ravishankar Garu. And many a times I used to follow your story, sir. I am in your broadcast list. And basically, I formulate a story when I go home at late night to pacify my previous life, basing on your story. Uh, Let me move further. So, may I request Murthy garu to say a few words on this occasion?
Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and my dear representatives of various institutes of review and university family and friends. At the outset, I would like to thank you profusely for the opportunity given to our family to associate ourselves in this function. Today is the birthday of my daughter, Dr. Vijay, who left heavenly abode prematurely, but her voice, her fragrance finds a place in the very heart of our family members and also university family. And I hear whenever I used to go via university, I hear the touch of fragrance of Vijay Shanti. It's a great thing. And this today's function, the seminar is organized in memory of my daughter. Really thankful, sir. Thankful and madam. And I would like to say a few words about Dr. G.I.T.A. my daughter. She came from a very small education, particularly did not go for any big schools. She has studied in small schools. She took up engineering in this very small college, Visakhapatnam, and afterwards, by dint of her perseverance, hard work, and sincerity, she became a faculty in also management and advisory. So I was transferred, but she is there for some time and continued. And sometimes she worked in different colleges like G.I.T.A, Visakhapatnam, and finally she reached the university. And usually she had always a big dream. She always thinks big and wants to disseminate technology to all. And her wish is fulfilled, and the unfinished agenda of her life will be on the forefront in the university corridors for a long time. And I cherish very much for the happy memories. And also, I would like to thank all the people for giving the opportunity to associate myself. And also, very big people are there. I will not do not comment on anything. Big things have happened, and lot of changes are coming. And innovation is the watchword. And we have to ignite the minds and tap the potential available in the young minds, and it will be useful for the society, university, and the country and the world. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. With your presence, we can feel the existence of Vijay Shanti garu among us. Thank you very much, sir. And now I request Ms. Chandani to introduce our chief guest, the most respected personality in Andhra University, Professor K. Samantha garu, the rector of Andhra University.
It's my immense pleasure to introduce today's chief guest, Professor K. Samantha Garu, Rector, Andhra University. Professor K. Samantha Garu is a renowned academician, researcher, and author with 36 years of experience. She has completed her PhD in physics from esteemed Andhra University. She has a commendable track record in the field of higher education as an academic administrator. She has published 151 research papers in reputed international and national journals. She is a life member of Journal of Acoustical Society of India. She was awarded with the most coveted Best Thesis in 1997, Best Academician in 2018, and State Best Teacher in 2022. With such remarkable achievements, she stood as an inspiration to all of us. We are honored to have you on the stage, ma'am. I would now request Professor K. Samutta Garu to come onto the dais and address the gathering. Thank you.
Today's special guest, Dr. S. Ravi Shankar Garu, Director, Center for Innovation and Incubation, GVP College of Engineering. Distinguished guest, Professor K. Ramaswada Garu, Chairperson, BOS, Department of Electrical Engineering. President of today's program, Professor P. Mallikarjun Rao Garu, Head of the Department of Electrical Engineering. And Dr. Devakar Garu, Manager of Andhra University. Program Coordinator, Dr. K. Padma Garu. Family of Dr. R. Vijayanti Garu. Faculty, research scholars, and students, good morning to all. The Department of Electrical Engineering has chosen a very good and apt topic on capacity incubation and launching of startups on contemporary technologies. Conducting such an informative and resourceful program is a fitting tribute to Dr. R. Vijayanti. It is time to recall the contributions made by our beloved teacher, Dr. R. Vijayanti. The life of a competent teacher has been cut short by the deadly pandemic, which wreaked large-scale destruction and devastation across the world, claiming many eminent personalities. Though she is not in the midst of us, her dedication and hard work should guide students in their pursuit to achieve higher standards of education. A startup is synonymous with innovative ideas. So, on this occasion, I am pleased to note that the Electrical Engineering Department has invited innovative ideas on the set topic from students pursuing courses in all engineering colleges of North Coastal Districts of Andhra Pradesh. I hope that there will be an enthusiastic response from students and the AHUB will find the shortlisted ideas useful and purposeful in the interaction with different startups on the campus. Congratulations to all students who have come forward with new ideas. In the light of bleak employment opportunities for outgoing engineering students, both in public and private sectors, entrepreneurship is one of the ideal options. There is a difference between a business person and entrepreneur. A business person is someone who invests in some known business irrespective of the fact of acquiring profit or loss in the business. But an entrepreneur is someone who goes completely off the beaten track. Entrepreneurs start something with a set of innovative ideas and they risk venturing in an uncharted territory for doing their business. Basically, there are 5 factors required for capacity enhancement that will be a key to entrepreneurial success. These 5 factors are creativity. Creativity is very important besides your degree. I will tell you one short story of this creativity. One day, a bird asked the honeybee, "Honeybee, you worked so hard, you toiled so much, you put your so much of your efforts and energy to make and store honey. But one day, a man comes and steals your honey. Don't you feel sad?" The honeybee replied, a fantastic reply. So, what is that fantastic reply? I do feel sad at that moment, but I then remind myself that only thing a man can steal from me is my honey, but he can never steal the art of making honey that I possess. So, we need to be realized that people can at best copy our creation, not our creativity. So, we should have some creativity, some new ideas. And next factor is tolerance for risk. The next one is responsiveness to opportunities. Next is leadership, ability to take advantage of the opportunities that are accessible. Last but not least is acquiring communication skills. So, entrepreneurship development is basically the process of enhancing entrepreneurial skills or knowledge through structured training and institution building programs. So, entrepreneurs should have a clear idea about successful business incubators that support entrepreneurs in developing their business in the initial stages. In other words, incubators are the entities that help speed up the growth and success of startups. For any startup to prosper, initially, a successful business model is a prerequisite. Then comes the source of funding, followed by mentoring and training. How best a successful, innovative idea be converted into a successful business plan is a real challenge. Then the task is the formation of a business team comprising competent human resources. Incubators help entrepreneurs to have interaction with other entrepreneurs to facilitate the sharing of inputs and experiences so as to prevent the beginners from making possible mistakes in the operation of their startups. Then comes to phases of successful launching followed by successful business and successful marketing strategies, etc. Entrepreneurs are bound to face setbacks, but they should never lose heart because failure is the stepping stone to success. Convert the failure into an occasion to realize the mistakes, introspect, and move ahead with renowned vigor until reaching the accomplished goals. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P.V.G.D. Prasad Reddy garu, with a lot of vision, got several startups established on the university campus to guide those students who are in favor of treading the path of entrepreneurship. We have got unprecedented progress regarding these startups in the university. I hope that inputs on the topic, the story of design thinking, which will be delivered by our special chief guest, Dr. S. Ravishankar garu, are of immense use to students, some of whom are going to be prospective entrepreneurs of tomorrow. There are types of thinking, 8 types of thinking: creative thinking, analytical thinking, abstract thinking, concrete thinking, divergent or lateral thinking, critical thinking, convergent and vertical thinking, and out of box thinking. So, special thanks to all the team members involved in conducting such a memorable program. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, madam, for listing the attributes of entrepreneurship. So, with your permission, we can wrap them as the presence of mind and the common sense. So, the two main ingredients that are needed for innovation. We should have a presence of mind to look at the problem that is around us. And as earlier Madam said, as a developing country, we have been surrounded by many of the problems which are supposed to be solved by your generation. So, with another ingredient of common sense, the problem can be solved in an effective way. Thank you very much, madam, for your illustrious examples. With your permission, I would like to request Professor Krishna. You want to speak?
So dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Madam Samantha garu, Dr. Ravi Sarpalla garu, Director Innovation Center, and Dr. Divakar garu, Manager AHAB, the prestigious AHAB created by our Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Ramasudha garu, DOI Chairman and today's President of the Function, and Coordinator of this function, Dr. Padma garu. So just 2 minutes only. So on this occasion, actually there was the head of the department when Dr. Visakhapatnam garu was, that happened during the second COVID period. It was a very bad incident, and she was, all the speakers already told, she was very active, sincere, and so whatever the work given to her, so we can take it as granted. The work will be over. That is the sincerity, commitment, and dedication. She was always obeying to elders and that is the superiors, everything. So in this, just one thing is innovation. So Divakar garu. So actually I came here for saying something about our beloved Vijayashanti garu and about your words, just response to your words. So you told something that is when you were in 1995 to 2000, there was no exposure and awareness. But now also there is no, but I won't agree, sir. Especially in my department, you can ask, no. In my department, you can ask any student of health engineering. Since 3 years, they were exposed to founders, HCL founder, Ajay Chaudhary. So many founders, managing directors, Google, Facebook, Accenture, so many companies, founders, vice presidents, directors without a single paisa and without disturbing any classroom. Since all the students, Isaac is also having so many ideas, means he was exposed to so many personalities. 246 personalities within 2.5 years. 246 personalities within 2.5 years, they were exposed, especially electrical engineering, anybody is there. Just ask anybody, electrical engineering, nobody can say we have no exposure. We were, but startups, I don't know. Startups, they were whether they are coming to startups, I don't know. But they have exposure like anything. And average, you can compare our electrical students, average. One boy maybe from mechanical and marine, he may be having high intelligence, but on an average, our electrical students compared to other engineering. Actually, I have invited all the branch students also.
Can I respond to that?
Just complete, just let me complete. So, since they are coming, they are having all the skills. They were exposed to entrepreneurship. That is the public sector. Direct CMD of English India Limited, Director of HPCL, Duguru Subbarao, our former Governor Reserve Bank of India, and Managing Director, like the so many MD of electrical vehicles, Naveen Munjal, Facebook Managing Director Sandhya Devanathan, who is my student now, she is the Meta head. So many like for those person, 246 personalities throughout the globe. So we are exposed, no problem. Yeah. So they were, especially our elderly students having that exposure, but they are not utilizing or not, I don't know. They are coming to AHAP or I don't know. I cannot force them. So they are having exposure, sir. That is just clarification on.
Can I respond?
Yeah.
So what I was saying is not that they don't have the opportunity to get exposed. What I was saying is నేను కాలేజ్లో ఉండేటప్పుడు కూడా ఇలాంటివి చాలా జరిగి ఉంటాయి. నాకు తెలియదు, అప్పుడు నేను ఏడ్చాను, నాకేం తెలియట్లేదు అని. ఇప్పుడు చాలా జరుగుతున్నాయి, ఇప్పుడు కూడా మనం ఏడుస్తున్నాం చాలా తెలియట్లేదు అని. సో జరగట్లేదు, ప్రొఫెసర్స్ చెప్పట్లేదు అని అనట్లేదు, మనం చూడట్లేదు అంటున్నాను.
Especially our students are having that much exposure, I can say.
They have exposure,
Yeah,
but they don't
more than Ivy League universities exposure. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Krishna garu. And the department administration particularly express its thanks for conducting many of these specialized webinars. And it is the part of our students to convert them into actions. So you have got an exposure to latest technologies, latest mindsets and all. It is your part to convert that into action and make a path to the AHAP now. Thank you very much. Sir, I just request Andhra Prasad garu to speak few words on this.
Respected dignitaries of the dais. Today, I am honored to be here in front of all of you. This seminar is conducted in memory of my late wife, Dr. Visakhapatnam, and I am honored to be a part of her life. She always wanted to be among the students, and this is the apt and most appropriate occasion to remember her on her birthday. And I thank the organizers and the university fraternity on this occasion to remember her through this seminar. I thank one and all. Thank you very much.
So quickly, let me move to the next part of the agenda. So as a mark of respect from the Department of Electrical Engineering, I request Sri Murthy garu to receive a memento on this occasion. May I request Dr. Padma garu to coordinate with. And also I request the Rector Madam garu to kindly hand over the memento. request all the faculty members of electrical engineering to join the dais in Thursday. Thank you very much, madam. Next, I request Ravi Shankar garu to accept a small token of appreciation in the form of memento from our rector, madam. May I request Dr. Diwakar garu to accept a small token of appreciation. So next, I request one of the co-sponsor of this event, uh, Technorama Private Limited, a unit under our AHAB. So the designated personality, Mr. Neelakanta, to come onto the dais and accept a memento along with Dr. Gautam. Please come. I request Mr. Vinil also to join the dais. He is from another co-sponsor, Taramanda Technologies.
Three, two, one.
Okay.
Thank you very much, madam. Madam, next I request to felicitate our chairperson photos, that is
Agree with you. Just one.
okay. Thank you very much, madam, for your and next, I humbly request our respected Rector Garu to accept a small memento on this occasion. Also, I request all the faculty members to join the stage Professor Gopichan, Professor Vaishak Garu, Professor Josna madam also research.
You answer.
Anandar, thank you very much for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion and shedding your blessings on all of us. Definitely, we need your blessings in marching towards and reaching the goals of our Andhra University under your leadership and under the directions of our Honorable Vice Chancellor. Garu. Thank you very much, madam. So, nothing much on my closing remarks. I request Ms. Tejasvi to propose a formal vote of thanks. Tejasvi.
Yes, come.
I express grateful gratitude to Professor K. Samathaman, Rector of Andhra University, for being the chief guest of today's event and spending your valuable time in spite of your busy schedule. Thank you, ma'am. Moving towards our special guest, Dr. Ravishankar Saripalli, sir, Director of Center for Innovation and Incubation, GVP College of Engineering. We're grateful for your presence and your valuable expertise. Thank you, sir. I would also like to thank Dr. Divakar K. Vadapalli, sir. He is a social activist who had given his great contributions in child welfare. And his hosting a talk show, Been There, Done That. It was great having you here, sir. Thank you. Coming towards, I want to express my gratitude to guest of honor, Professor Shashibhushan Rao, sir, Principal of Andhra University College of Engineering, for giving permission to this event. Thank you, sir. I would also like to thank Professor Krishna Mohan Rao, Registrar of Andhra University. He had helped us in providing funds to meet the expenditure. We are honored to have you here, sir. Thank you. Looking towards our distinguished guest, Professor K. Ramasudha ma'am, Chairman of Board of Studies, I would like to thank you for your immense support in conducting this event, ma'am. Moving to our President, Professor K. Mallikarjun Rao, sir, who had encouraged students to participate in this event and make it successful. Thank you, sir. Coming to our beloved Professor K. Padma ma'am, she had put exceptional efforts in conducting a truly enlightening program. Through this program, Dr. Padma ma'am has exemplified her commitment to nurturing a culture of continuous learning and growth. We couldn't have done it without you, ma'am. Thank you. I want to thank Professor Vaishak sir for encouraging us and providing support. I especially want to thank G.V. Shivkrishna Rao sir, who had been giving exposure to all the students and guiding them towards the future. He had helped us by getting a first floor building of Tripki Department. Professor T.R. Jyotsna ma'am, CVB S. Bhaskar Reddy sir, M. Gopi Chandu Naik sir, Dr. Srinu Naik sir, Dr. B. Amarendra Reddy sir, and Prem Kumar sir. Thank you, everyone. I especially want to thank APEPDCL and Technorama Private Limited for sponsorship, which added value to the program. Thank you for supporting us. I especially thank P. Kanta Prasad sir and R.B.N. Murthy Garu, father of Dr. Vijay Shanti ma'am, who have been supporting from past years. We appreciate your presence in this program and hoping it forward. Thank you. I thank each and every student for active engagement, enthusiasm, and commitment, which truly made this program an enriching experience for all of us. Thank you. I'm so
so thankful to all the volunteers who are associated in this program, especially Nitin, Karthik, Srinivas, Lovita, Kameshwari, who had worked effortlessly in making this event successful. I thank everyone who made efforts in making this program on the behalf of Electrical Engineering Department. Thank you, everyone.
So, kindly excuse me, one small point which we have missed on this occasion. So I request our rector Madam Garu to hand over the memento to Kanti Prasad Garu. Sir, I request you to come onto the stage and accept it. Thank you very much, Madam Garu. So let us close this inaugural session with the national anthem. You want to start? You want to start the national anthem, please?
जनगणमनाधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय जय हिंद.
I request all the participants to stay here in your seats. Within couple of minutes, we are going to start the guest lecture. So please stay here. Okay. అంటే
ప్లేస్ మార్చుకుందామండి. ఆయన సిగ్గుపడుతున్నా మనం తర్వాత ఈ ఎల్పీసీ ఉద్దేశం
So once again, good morning, everyone. Um, so today we have our beloved registrar girl, the most admired person in our campus of Andhra University and also the state of Andhra Pradesh in the domain of higher education. Professor Krishna Mohan Garu. Sir, we are very much thankful to you for making your presence here in spite of your busy schedule and you have made all of us feel blessed, sir. Sir, may I request you to speak few words on this occasion?
Very nice welcome. Giving
Good afternoon, all of you. Although I'm supposed to be there at 10, because of some program at Visakhapatnam, I could not make it. Sorry for the delay. However, I want to take this opportunity, especially to see any students here who are pursuing their careers in a domain in which they are specializing, electrical engineering. Unless you provide electricity, nothing can work in today's world. So that is the pride. You are going to provide energy through electrifying every instrument. Thereby, the mankind on the earth today is so much dependent on the use of electricity as a vital resource. And these days, constant efforts are there in identifying alternative energy resources, especially by not damaging the environment. How one can produce clean energy, use clean energy, energy that will not leave any damage to ecosystem, the environment, the physical environment on this mother planet is a great concern and a challenge to all those who are pursuing electric engineering course. I am so glad to know through the resource lectures, you are all going to empower yourself with the current trends of the domain in which you are all going to pursue not only your studies, not only research, even your career. Much you are equipped with the current concepts that you have learned as a part of your syllabus. within that frame of syllabus, if you confine yourself, you are not competitive enough in today's globalized world. One concern is what you have learned theoretically in class should also be tested in your own lab work, and also by observing such practical orientation in the industry in which you are planning your career. That is how these days our dynamic vice chancellor, ever since he took reins, we have been trying our best in connecting all our academic programs offered on the campus with the industry, with the society. Thereby, we bring value addition in all of you, provide competitive edge over the other aspirants. When you face competition in the real world, you should be equipped with added advantage. The more you orient yourself towards the current happenings in the industry relevant, connecting your domain with the future needs of the industry, future needs of the society, the emerging areas, if you can understand because of these emerging areas, what are the challenges at present and what will be the future challenges is going to be a matter of great concern. That is how it is not only acquisition of knowledge, how you convert knowledge into skill, and not only converting knowledge into the skill that is useful for the present. We hear so much about upskilling. Skills, their acquisition is very contextual, but also upskilling. Skill is not static. The skill sets that are needed to a professional student like engineering definitely need improvements in the light of the emerging scenario and the future scenario of a domain of your choice where you want to settle your future career should be kept in mind, and one need to know not only learning basic concepts. At times, if you want to learn something more valid, you need to know how do I unlearn things. Learning should not be confined as one time act. People who learn knows unlearning, relearning to substitute, relearn, update, upgrade your knowledge level, your skill level. That is how always you maintain your competency. My advice to young students here, you should not be evaluated by anybody else. You need to introspect yourself. Self introspection is the best. All of you must have heard a HR concept, competency mapping. If you are not aware, search on Google, try to do competency mapping. That competency mapping of you is going to help in knowing the gaps. Somebody is constantly talking, You know, right? Maintain absolute self. That is the discipline required to a student. When you are learning, your focus should not be distracted. By talking, you are not distracting yourself in your thought process. You are distracting the entire people who are sitting here, who wanted to listen sincerely. Right? I have got to speak like that because I am a seasoned teacher. Don't think otherwise. Right? You have any serious business outside, please go ahead. No compulsion. Right? So it should be learning, focused learning. And people may ask, Sir, I am very good at syllabus, I am very good in class, I am a gold medalist. Why am I not able to get highest paid job? Why I have not become celebrity in my domain? There is always a gap between what we teach as a part of syllabus. That is how a good teacher always advises you, mentors you, motivates you to adopt out of box thinking. How do we think divergently to make our thinking process landed in a convergence mode? Is a very, very important aspect. As a student, right from beginning, if you adopt such technique of thinking divergently to solve a problem and with your own creativity, the talent, definitely you come out with better solution than the solution suggested by others or the solution that is already available. Is not most cost effective, is not most feasible. How? Because of my creativity, my ability to think definitely divergently towards solving the same problem, which is perennial, can be resolved with socially relevant and contextual. On three dimensions, if your idea is tested, you are appreciated, skill sets, right? It's not so easy. Not everybody is good at making competency mapping. You make an attempt, take help of others who are good at, and try to improve all such gaps, all such weaknesses. You are going to reach nearer to perfection. And how you are going to match your skill sets, your knowledge level with the requirements of the industry, requirements in specific, the job. Never select a job because of the pay and tax. Select a job in will you have inclination to do, inclination to accept challenges. Your job should be challenging at least next 10 years. You learn from the job, first job, second job, and improve, become authority. You are going to excel in our career. I believe, and today's resource lecture is going to improve and broaden your understanding of the subject in the domain and make all of you experts in a domain of your choice and seek clarification when those resource persons, after working for a long time in industry, when they give presentation, be serious, listen to such resource presentations carefully, seek clarifications if you need, improve and expand your knowledge horizon. That is how you are going to become highly competitive product in today's globalized competition. Not only you face competition in India, anywhere in the world market, we are second to none in the world. That should be the gut feeling all of you should have. Andhra University has its own long history, especially in engineering college, electrical engineering. Feel proud that we are a product of 98-year-old university, nearing century by 2025. Andhra University has a brand equity, not only in India, within our territory, outside India also, wherever you go, Andhra University is known. They expect a lot from you because of distinctive cultural heritage that you are all going to imbibe. You are not carrying degree. You carry the personality of Andhra University graduate. So if you know that distinction, definitely, if you observe that without compromising the value system, the cultural perspective that you have imbibed on the campus, you are going to become an indelible mark and bring a name and fame to your alma mater, your parents, and to the society at large. So try to prove your mental talent, showcase before your prospective employer. You are hired inevitably, right? You are recognized. You derive greater job satisfaction. Do any job with a passion. You produce excellent results. Choose a job in which you are interested. Never choose a job because of pay and perks or the positional authority. Believe me, this is the essence of guidance that we provide to our MBA graduates. So far, I taught 38 MBA batches. I feel myself very proud, and I have imbibed such qualities when I was there in 4 semesters at IIM Ahmedabad, way back in 1891. Now, that made me to grow strong in terms of my learning, unlearning, relearning, skilling, upskilling. Never forget these 5 words. I take the opportunity, wish all of you a very productive learning, happy learning, useful learning that will influence enormously your career choices in the years to come. Best of luck, best wishes.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words. Really, from the Department of Electrical Engineering, we express our sincere gratitude for your presence here and the directives in which my students can move ahead in shaping their careers. Uh, and as head of the department, I express my sincere apologies for the slight indisciplined behavior of my students, sir.
You know, that is common behavior of anyone, right? And you are not school kids to be taught these things, right? You know, one need to know when you have grown to a level of a university student. Again, in the university, we always feel pride that you are a student of a professional program. What does professional program demand? Right? There is a different and distinctive value system to any professional graduate. Therefore, keep in mind, you need to be ideal on the campus. That is what we expect. Right? Be sincere, be committed. You have come here only not for carrying degrees after writing exams. You will be developing your personality. What does personality mean? Many things. Now, when you have entered into Andhra University, what was your personality? When you go out of your campus, what is your personality? Try to make a comparison in terms of your ability to understand, in terms of your achievement orientation, environment of Andhra University has influenced you to change your mindset, attitude, and also your orientation towards life, the value system that you have imbibed. Great difference. That is my sincere advice, and I'm sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings.
On this occasion, all the faculty members to join the stage in felicitating our beloved registrar garu.
all negative remembrances of COVID. ఇది ఆర్గనైజేషన్ హ్యాండ్ లెవెల్ వెరీ సిన్సియర్. ఓకే.
So a very good morning to one and all. So now I request our speaker, Dr. Ravi Shankar Garu, to come up to the dais for the lecture delivery. So please come up to the dais.
Thank you very much. I'll continue what I left in the morning. So I think I will not repeat what I said earlier, but I think you understand the context where I'm coming from and the context which I'm kind of setting up now. Probably I think that should drive your entrepreneur thinking, or that should drive your overall process of whatever the career process, or probably I think the professional process which you are setting up. Let me share a couple of stories so that you understand the context. I think morning we were talking about the inspire first, right? Similarly, though I talked about the great about the Karthikeyan Mangalam, he has inspired the community, especially the engineering community, and he has done something great. However, he did not exhibit the design thinking capacity, right? I think that was the context. You should understand, though he got inspired through his innate creativity and innate ability, he could able to solve the problem on ground, but that was not called as a design thinking ways solving, right? I think you need to understand the classification between regular solving the problem versus the design thinking problem. Let me share another story, which is again not a design thinking way of doing it, but so that I'm trying to set the context. Because we are talking about the memory of Dr. Vijaya and the kind of situation you understand the post-COVID, I think the things were, it was not that great across the nation, across the world. And post-COVID, again, things started back and so many trains were started, right? On January 18th, 2021, Sampark Kranti Express started again from New Delhi to Jabalpur. This was a train going on. The train was very empty. There were few passengers. There was a person named Sunil Prajapati. He's a BCom graduate. He's a handicapped person. He was sitting in a side berth. And there were few old passengers on the other side, and one lady, along with her brother and daughter, were also there. This lady was pregnant, and delivery date is given on 20th January. This was the contest. 18th, she was traveling on the train. Train started around 6:30 in the evening. It has crossed almost, I think, it has not even reached Madurai. I think 1 hour passed. And at that point of time, she was literally crying. She was weeping because train was moving fast, and probably I think you understand the pains were developing, and she was unable to bear the pain. Sunil Prajapati just opened the dinner box and he was about to take the dinner. He closed it and went to her and asked, "Is there any help I can do?" That lady said, "No, no, no, I need to reach by any cost by tomorrow morning because we have created a Muhurtam on 20th and it is an operation, it's like a planned operation. So I need to be there in my in-laws place by any cost in Jabalpur by 19th evening." So then Sunil came back again, resumed his dinner, and he was going through. And immediately again, after 1 hour, this lady, this time it was crying, she's shouting. I think nobody could able to bear the pain of that shout. Sunil immediately visited her and said, "I think I need to do something." He was peeping in the window out. It was a dark, deserted place. And if there is an emergency stoppage there, probably I think unwanted things would happen because train is in the middle of a jungle. So Sunil called one of the acquainted doctor. She is not a gynecologist, she is an ophthalmologist. And he told the scenario, and the gynecologist, the ophthalmologist told, "I need to examine something before I take a decision." So Sunil also informed to Madras station, crew was ready, everything is ready, but he cannot stop the train immediately. The ophthalmologist said, I think after examination, she said immediately she has to be operated, otherwise mother would be at risk and baby at risk. So she asked, "Is there any one doctor there?" They inquired the entire train, no doctor was present on the day. And doctor said immediately someone should become a doctor. All other co-passengers told it is a very risky proposition, don't take this risk, you will be banned or something goes wrong. Then Sunil said, "God has not gifted me something. I'm a handicapped person. Let me take the risk, whatever happens." Sunil is a BCom graduate. He was studying. He was preparing for civil services examination in Delhi, and he is going back to his hometown. That was the only qualification he was having. Then that doctor was actually telling some instructions through video call, and she said two things minimum required. One is a blade required, and another one is a thread. So he acquired some of them. The old passenger still carrying the old Swiss blade, and the new blade was ready, and the thread is immediately needed. See, the education is not something which you study in the classroom. It's a presence of mind, right? Though he understood that this is a requirement, immediately jumped to his bag, opened his old towel, started plucking the threads from that, and he said threads are ready. Then the doctor was giving instructions. Sunil was doing something. Immediately, baby was removed, and it was contained. The blood was contained, and a message was given back to the entire crew and so on. By the time it reached the Madras station, crew entered inside and took both of them to the nearest hospital. Baby was saved and mother was saved. Next day morning, Sunil became national hero across the. Give a big hand to Sunil Prajapati. He's not a medical practitioner. Still, he could able to act as a gynecologist, right, at that point of time. Back in 2000, we have seen a movie called Three Idiots. Back in 2000, I think the Three Idiots movie, at the end of the scene, right? So Rancho is the Amir Khan as the student of NIIT, and all three boys were very active and they're creative, they're innovative, and all that. I think innovation proportion were very high. Professor was more of a theoretical man, but still, end of the story, the professor's daughter is in the similar situation. Back in those days, I think in the contest was the entire IIT campus was heavily raining. The power was completely off, and this guy has actually brought the car inside. He removed the battery out. He powered the battery with his vacuum cleaner, and the baby was removed. Back in those days, the WhatsApp was not exist at all. WhatsApp came only in 2014. Video call facility was only came in 2014. But 2009, that the WhatsApp video facility was given, and Pia, that is Karishma Kapoor, right? she was giving certain instructions, and Amir Khan was taking those instructions, and he was doing this operation. Right? That was only create the director's imagination that some video call facility would come in future, and operations can also take place, instructions can also given like that. That was only concept at that time. But in January 2021, 2021, exactly similar incident took place. That was a real movie. This is a real movie. Give a big hand to Sunil Prajapati for it, becoming a national hero. While we are praising Sunil Prajapati and we get inspired through this contest and so on, but it is not design thinking. That is what I'm trying to, why I'm saying this story before I share some design thinking stories, because this was a very contextual, ad hoc, he got inspired. There is an empathy in the heart. So design thinking requires 4 qualifiers. One is the empathy, the second one is business viability, the third one is the technology feasibility, fourth one is someone should desire for the service or product. 4 qualifiers. So the first part is qualified, but other 3 parts is not qualified in that context because it's an ad hoc, it's an accidental innovation, right? So those are not design thinking. The jobs in future are going to be in the design thinking, where you have to go through a certain process. There is an empathy, there is a synthesis, there is an ideation, there is a prototyping, there is a testing, again cycling. I think you have to jump into one phase to another phase. Design thinking is not a process. Design thinking is not a series of steps. Design thinking is the mindset. That is the thought process we are kind of advocating across nation. I think we have been on the marching, the campaign was happening. The colleges and the institutions and universities should adopt design thinking way. So this is the context what I am talking about. Let me share now design thinking stories to understand the non-design thinking contest versus design thinking contest. Back in 2007, there was a person named Jane Chin. She is an MIT graduate, and once she visited to Nepal for a trekking. She was actually coming from the trekking, and she was passing through a village. Again, similar contest, a person named Sujata, she met a person, and this lady is again pregnant. On the day Sujata was about to deliver, and she delivered, and the baby is actually premature baby, 2 weeks before she delivered. And immediately she rushed to the local hospital, and doctor suggested immediately baby has to be kept in the nearest incubator, otherwise they will die, because the premature 2 weeks premature baby requires some warmth, right? Some kind of energy is required, some warmth is required. Unfortunately, the nearest incubator is 4 hours away, and she was rushing, but in between the baby died. Right? So every minute across the world, 6 babies are dying just because there is no incubator facility available in the nearest facility. This was the heart-wrenching statistic. Sujata really got shook through. And she said, no more going to MIT back. I have to do something for the incubator, and something which is viable, business viable, technology feasible, and something for the local need, India need. And she returned back to Bangalore, and though she is a US citizen, she started a company called Embrace Incubator, right? I think this is the company she started, and did an extraordinary material science research. Finally, she was able to develop a polymer-based blanket, and the blanket polymer's quality or the capacity is when it is in a touch with another energy source. If it is a higher temperature, that will be absorbed. Suppose if a polymer is touching with the lower temperature body, it will actually give back. And it can be cleaned, washed, and that's it. The regular incubator costs around $200, probably I think $20,000, but this polymer blanket could cost only $200. That's what she could able to make. Now you can clean it, you can warm it, and you just need to wrap the baby and keep it so that baby is safe. So she could able to save 350,000 babies across the world, India and Africa. Give a big hand to the Embrace Incubator. She is a citizen of India now, and she started her company back in Bangalore, and she is still continuing in the Bangalore. So this is the design thinking. There is an empathy part. There is a research happened. There is a lot of ideas. I think she could able to make 10 to 15 different types of ideas to solve this problem. Finally, she has chosen the blanket method, right? And finally, she got into this whole process, testing and doing something more and more, and she has optimized the cost, and finally she made it. This is called design thinking. Let me go a little bit back to the regular business which you are all involved in, where the design thinking is applied. Everybody is aware of Paytm, right? I think we are all using Paytm. Wherever you go, that is a Paytm is vibrant. Paytm founder, Mr. Vijay Shekhar Sharma, again applied design thinking in his product. One day when he visited a local shop and he actually told, I think I have already paid you, so please give me the product. Right? I think he was telling to an uneducated person. That man said, no, I did not get any message, so you have not paid me, so I'm not giving the product. But Vijay Shekhar Sharma personally, who is a founder of Paytm, said, no, I have already paid. That man said, no, show me the SMS. Then Vijay took that mobile and looked at the SMS and found that SMS has not come. The reason is the SMS box is already full and messages are not pushing through. This was a problem. Then Vijay went back to his office, said, all the big product which we made, I think failed. I need to do something more. Right? Then immediately they coined a concept called calling. Right? I think as soon as you pay the amount, a phone call will come to the vendor. That was a concept they made. But all the times in the busy places, phone call is not a viable option. Suppose you get a phone call, then the phone has to be received by the vendor, then he has to approve, then giving the product, I think you would not accept, right, by this time. Then Vijay got a new idea altogether called Paytm arbitration box. Paytm karo 2000 is paid on this mobile. That is the arbitration box. In so many languages today, Paytm is a design thinking weighted product. Give a big hand to Vijay. Let me take another example so that your understanding of design thinking goes deeper and the solving of problems should through design thinking so that you go through this whole process. Let me go to the regular business, the detergent powder. This story is not published out because of my acquaintance with some company. I'm able to share this on this platform. I think no recording is there, but you can make it as a private version of it. Recently there was a company developed a detergent powder to cater only to the rural women, right? And I see the context of rural women. In urban segment, washing machines are already there, and it will take its own course and it will go on. But in the rural women today, the woman has to raise kids, they have to cook, they have to do all the household chores, and they have to go to the field, they have to work, they have to come back, they have to take care of food, they have to wash the clothes. Again, in the night, I think husband problems, all that is women is bearing, right? This is a practical issue. So women's productivity is very, very important. This company felt I need to develop a detergent in such a way that women washing capacity can be improved. The productivity can be improved. That was the only contest. They did an extraordinary research. They developed the detergent powder. They released it to market. They did a wonderful marketing. All that was done. Price is lesser than the regular detergent powder. First 2 quarters, the sales were zoomed up, but third quarter onwards, sales started dipping in. Company went into shock. We did an extraordinary R&D work. We did an extraordinary supply chain. We did an extraordinary marketing. We did everything possible. All operations were smooth. Why our sales started dipping? This was the question came. Then company did not hire. This is what I am telling in the morning. Company did not hire the technologists, the chemical engineering or chemistry background people. Company did not hire the supply chain person, management guy. The company did not send marketing people to do the root cause analysis. No. They did not employ one single employee of their company. They hired 2 design thinkers. These 2 design thinkers were given a task to do a root cause analysis for this problem. These 2 design thinkers hired a bike. They went one village after another village and they were only observing the scene, setting up the washing process. And there was a pattern observed in the entire journey of their this whole process. When they were visiting multiple places, women are coming to a common tank point or a river passage or probably a common well, and they're all bringing their buckets. They're keeping the clothes inside. They're pouring little detergent inside, water inside, keeping the buckets aside, and they started talking something. And after half an hour or so, after soaking process is done, they're removing them and washing them and going off. This was the process observed in the entire journey. You know what the surprise of this entire process? These women, when they are doing this, they were actually started chatting with the neighbors. They started chatting with the chatting about husbands and neighborhood and so on. And this product came, and the announcement was you need to reduce the overall time to 50%. That was the announcement made. So they need to really kind of not soak for 30 minutes. So their talking time has been reduced by 50%. Hence, they started rejecting this product. Earlier, they used to get a 30 minutes of soaking time, so more talk used to be there. But this now, as per the combustion, as per the product, the process is actually reduced to the 20 minutes or 25 minutes. So talking time has been reduced, hence they rejected the product. So product has been considering so many factors, but still they missed one point, which is cultural aspect. If you don't understand all the aspects of, we talk about pestle, right? Political, economical, environmental, cultural, right? Social, technological, legal, all the parameters has to be studied by an entrepreneur first. Even if you miss one single point, product failure has a big role, right? And the chances are very high. So you need to understand the nuances of every aspect of it. In this way, I think that product got failed. Let me take one last example from an electrical engineering perspective, so that you understand the context of electrical engineers also can do something. Back in 2007, there was a person named Ganesh Pandya and the team. They were being a pioneer at that point of time in a rural engineering college of Bihar, and they were doing an extraordinary research. While they were in campus, they were doing a lot of work like how you are presenting today. They were also doing some presentations and so on. So when they were doing some research, they found that in Bihar, many places are off grid at that point of time. In 2011, across India, 400 million people were off grid completely. They were not connected to electricity. So how can we provide electricity to these people who are completely off grid? That was a research made by Ganesh Pandya and team. Back in then, they were only third year or fourth year engineering electrical students. That's all, like you in a rural engineering college. That's it, right? So they did an extraordinary research finally found out that the regular electricity cannot be given to these villages. Is a mainstream gridding is not possible because that is costly affair for these people. So they felt something we need to do. After so much of research, they found that an alternative energy source is also there in Bihar at that point of time. You know what? You know husk, right? Husk. You know, right? Rice husk. The husk is being piled up in Bihar at that point of time, almost like a 150 million tons of husk has been piled up, and the husk is going up and going up. It is basically silica. If you leave it there, the husk actually over a period of time contaminates the entire the ground, and also it actually releases the methane gas, which is dangerous to the environment. So then they said, why not we use this husk, convert this husk into an energy, and create a small off-grid and connect to these villages. This is what is an experiment they made. Finally, after so many experiments, finally they could able to make a husk power systems back in 2011 with a pioneer like a competition. They participated. They won $10,000, and they could able to make a husk power systems, and they could able to create an entire grid for the entire Bihar. And with the 50 kilograms of husk, they could able to generate 32 watt the energy, and which is connected to 500 households. That was the kind of small grids they could able to make. And today you go to Google and type husk power systems by Ganesh Pandya. They were engineers back like what you are doing, and today they could able to make a completely different energy source for an electricity we are offering. And they gave it for 80 rupees per month, which is as good as lesser than 50% of the kerosene cost, right? And this is a no smoke, no hazards, no fire, no fire breaks at all. And also this is given only during the evening time, 5 to 10 mobile full charging, and 2 hours 15 watt bulbs. That's it, right? Is it good enough for a small scale people? That is the kind of innovation, that is the kind of design thinking product which Ganesh Pandya has done. The last message, again from an electrical engineering perspective, you all need to study this case study. The person named Harish Hande. Harish Hande, again from an electrical engineering background from IIT Kanpur. Later he went to MIT, did his MS and PhD in MIT, and came back to India, returned to Sri Lanka to study the rural vendors, how they're actually kind of facing the electricity problem. Finally, after so much of negotiation, after so much of hard work, for so much of iterations, finally he could have solar panels for entire world, entire India, Africa, India. I think you know that company called Selco. He could able to create a huge revolution. Harish Hande was given a Raman Magsaysay Award back in 2010 or 11, and today he created the energy grid using solar mission across India, across the world, and he is a man of the electrical engineers now. These are the ideas, these are the thoughts which are to be driven through design thinking. This is the new thought process. You can be in any domain, but design thinking goes in empathy, synthesis, ideation, prototyping, testing, and going back, and this rotation, right? I think you need to go on. It is a purely mindset. It is not a series of steps. It is not a process. And I recommend all of you to be part of future design thinkers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and knowledge towards startups and entrepreneurship. I hope all my students and the participants of all over Andhra region will take all your valued words, sir, in building their design thinking towards startups, sir. Thank you so much, and we will be associated with you, sir, continuously. So now it's time for the presentation. So let us start the presentation. And the instructions for the presentation is we are giving 5 minutes for the presentation. So within that, and we are, keeping the timer also. So immediately after that, you have to stop your presentations. Okay. Nice. Thank you so much. And now I call upon the first presentation, CHV Raja and team. So I request them to give a presentation on ultrasonic based obstacle detection controlling for vehicles. So please come on to the dais.
Reduce the evaluation.
And during this presentation, we will be having the evaluation scrutiny members. So one is our beloved Professor T.R. Josna Garu, and the another member, Divakar Garu, manager AHA, as a representative from AHA, Andhra University. Thank you, sir. I also request Dr. Ravi Shankar Garu, so please be present in scrutining the presentations.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Myself Deva, and this is my team. And we are from.
Tell the terms and conditions.
Yeah, only 5 minutes we are giving. So within that 5
No,
minutes.
madam,
I think
just
5
have the
minutes
mic.
also.
Mic.
Elevator pitch.
Mic.
Or otherwise, we are anyway louder. So basically the present. So what we'll do is, we make it as an elevator pitch. You can actually make a 3 minutes presentation and 1 or 2 minutes for the questionnaire so that we understand more context from you, right? So rush through the presentation and make it very crisp and exact point, whatever you want to really say, to make it profound, right? The rest of the time, I think we'll make it more of a question and answers. Maximum 5 minutes for the entire journey, right? This is the process. And we generally evaluate on how good you are, your ideation process. I think we are more of a very early stage, right? I think we will be more looking from your idea perspective. Thank you.
So myself Deva, and I am from Managed College, which is located in Nagar, and my project is about ultrasonic based optical detection and motion control. It's an overview of ultra basic sounds. It works on the principle of echo collision. Actually, it's also used by the bats for the survival. Go for the next slide. So have a look on how it works. The sensor will transmit the rays to that an object, and it will be read by the receiver, and it will calculate the distance in an economical way, and it will give the same sort of decisions to the control unit, and the control unit will take the decisions to give a brake, to start a gear, whatever. And this methodology follows 3 techniques: one, data execution and processing and output. as I mentioned earlier, these things are going to happen within that ultrasonic sensor. Go to the next slide. What the biggest problem of our India is, most of the time we're gonna stuck with accidents. And as per the GDP, the GDP of India is nearly $3.78 trillion. The accidents which are happening affects the GDP at the rate of 2 to 3%. 2 to 3% is an absolute heavy amount. 2 to 3% of GDP is given to that educational sector of our India. That amount is consumed by these accidents. So this is the thing where we are started to think. We're going to use that ultrasonic sensors to implant our vehicles, so where it can sense the obstacles and it can give the information to the control unit. So we can avoid unnecessary accidents, and if we decrease that 1%, we can save several crores as per the budget of Indian government. So this is our initiative. And the cost is absolutely simple. Just it requires 4,000. We need to have a couple of sensors and with an Arduino board, and we can fix the control unit. If it is car, we need a separate software. And if it is a drone, it requires an algorithm. Apart from this, we need only 4,000 to execute this sort of technology. As per the market, the semiconductors are the future gold in this electrical domain. It is growing in an abnormal way due to this shortage of demand. And when the thing is there, when the shortage is there, when the demand is there, definitely the price will get into a high rate. The semiconductors and the sensors are going to be at the rate of gold in the future. It had an absolute big market. You can invest, you can have any shares of anything like that. And the most interesting applications. These sensors had a good, impeccable and information about this application. Basically, these ultrasonic sensors are being used in the tractors. So where you can find the boundaries, where to go, when to go, what not to do, where to do. These are informations it can gather. And it also used at the army bases. So where a Jawan cannot lose his life. So we can send in a drone with an ultrasonic wave. So we can get the information in appropriate way. Go for the slide. And it is also used in car parking and assistance. And this is our team from Annex. So this is the way of forward. Still we are working on this. So we need a little bit of support, and we are working on this stage, and it is still in the skeleton form. And we all anticipating for the support. Basically, we are the electrical engineers. We just need the support and help. If we get that, I can't tell you that we can't move the mountains, but I can give you the guarantee. We can convert that imagination into the reality. Thank you.
What is the first application you are kind of working on?
Working on it. Basically, we are working on. Basically, we are working. Basically, we are working upon an agriculture field. So where a farmer can use that ultrasonic sensors in his field, so where he can relax at somewhere, this work can be continued with that ultrasonic sensors. This is the main purpose of our project. And later we're gonna work upon the military bases.
No. Within the farmer, what is the exact application?
Exact application. So
yes, take a mic so that others can answer.
Go there.
So basically, we are working upon that. It gives a flexibility where a farmer can relax, and the tractor itself only can. It's like an autopilot tractor. So with an AI, with the sensors, autopilot is not a rocket science. We can inculcate that thing in a normal tractor where the farmer can have a use of it. So still any doubts?
Somewhere last year, help me out. We started off talking about trucks. With accidents to 4 to 3% of our annual GDP. Those numbers are big, and I was waiting for you to talk more about trucks that are coming and farming.
Basically, it works upon, it had any versatile functions and applications. And one of this agriculture, and second mode we can use that application in trafficking and traffic safety.
Okay, thank you.
So still any doubts?
Yeah, what is so innovative about your idea?
So we are making that uh, converting the autopilot in a normal technology in the local wise. We use that in agriculture field as well as roads as well as every common space. We can find that autopilot in Tesla cars where we need to invest nearly of 70 lakhs at a time. So we can do that sort of stuff with AI and with a couple of sensors. Thank you.
Now I request second presentation by Tila Shanmukhi and team on app development. And I would also request third team as Kota Manikanta to be ready for the presentation of health monitoring system.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to all the dignitaries present over here, my seniors and students. Myself, Shanmuki, I'm studying third year of ECE, Andhra University College of Engineering for Women. I'm here to express a new startup idea related to mobile apps. The app name is Infotech. Info means information and tech means technology. This app provides the information of technology related to Bachelor of Technology B.Tech course. This app brings out the awareness towards future. Brief overview of the idea. To help the students, students of all streams joined in engineering course, Infotech app will help the students to go in the right direction to achieve their goal. And also the students will get an idea about what to choose and which course is best for them. They'll get a better idea about placements. Students can acquire the knowledge about the projects in that particular branch they had chosen. What is the problem that you are solving? They need not to search or browse the details about those. All the requirements needed for the student can be available here in this Infotech app. Majority of the students don't know what is the use of the subject we are learning today. And also real-time applications of the concept that we are learning today. This app will help them to join the course based on the applications and use of the course. All the students are motivated towards learning, and when they get to know and see the real-time applications of the subject. Who is experiencing the problem? The students are experiencing the problem, and even many uneducated parents. Some of the parents even don't know about the course and simply join their children since everyone is joining. The students are lacking knowledge about the course. All are just learning for the sake of marks, and not everyone has the platform to enhance their knowledge in aptitude development. But no student use it from the beginning of the course. They start searching for the websites at the time of placement. This becomes burden to the students. If they start learning from the beginning of the B.Tech course, they can give their best at the time of placement. The Infotech app contains course details. The course details contains everything related to the course, the placements, the group discussions about startup ideas and tech expo, placement guidelines, aptitude practice tests, projects, doubt clarification. They can post about their achievements. This app can provide every detail of the course. This can solve the problem completely. We should know to develop new technologies. We should know the present technologies. There is no such competition for this Infotech app. This basic idea of the course is lacking in students. Various websites provide this information somehow, but it will be easy for the students if all the information is provided in a single app. This Infotech app is mainly for the students pursuing B.Tech course. Yes, I think this Infotech app can educate today's generation and future generation. I need support from professors to mention exact details of each and every course in this Infotech app. I also need a team to help me develop this Infotech app. I need the support of the alumni of university who are professional in app development to promote this idea.
Thank you so much for your passionate presentation. So you said there is no competition for you, right, to this app. But did you do that market study? Really? No? I think you should go back and see this. There is a competition. You need to understand the pain points of that particular app, why they failed or why they are kind of blown and so on. And probably I think if you can narrate the competitive landscape, right, in this presentation, probably you would have been much vibrant, right? I think we should figure out what exactly the current application is doing, what is that they are lacking, and what is that you are kind of introducing. The reinventing the wheel would not work. There are enough applications in this domain. Probably I think we need to figure out where exactly they are lacking.
This app main motto is to learn from the applications. And if we know the applications, then the students are interested to learn from them.
Yeah, I understood. So you need to do a little competitive landscape also. Okay.
Thank you, Anand.
Ma'am,
What is the technical strategy you're trying to invoke in this app? Any kind of software tools or
what is the architecture you are trying to build? Technology landscape. How you want to make the app?
I want to attract people so that they can learn.
Is it a mobile app or is it a website?
Mobile app.
It's a mobile app. Right? What is the technology you are trying to adopt for this? Do you know that?
Yes, sir. If we make them to learn we are seeing every day, we are seeing
No. What are the technologies used to develop a mobile app? Do you know that?
Android app using Kotlin,
Okay.
Mango DB,
Okay.
etc. I'm an easy student, sir, but I'm
Yeah.
interested.
You also need to study that.
Yes, sir.
You should have command on your team, right?
platform you're going to develop that app?
The overall platform, the architecture, and the technologies involved, I think you should have a little understanding of that. Then I think you will have a command on your team. Otherwise, they'll ride on you.
So that is also important.
Very
The right software or hardware. Your architecture has to be strong. Good luck.
All the best.
Thank you. Now I call upon S. Koti Manikanta to give a presentation on health monitoring system. And I also request Team 4 led by Sheikh Malik Wali to be ready and give a presentation on smart bike. After this presentation, there will be lunch, so gather for that. Thank you. Good morning, myself Kanusa and my team is in Malikanda, and today we are here and we came across an idea of health monitoring system. And ECG is a simple technique to check a heart electrical system. And ECG has always been a popular measurement scheme to access and diagnose cardiovascular diseases. An ECG monitor system using a lot of IA or system monitoring heart diseases by recording ECG data through sensors placed in a human chest. Basically, ECG helps to record the electro signals from heart, and the electrodes are placed on chest to record the electrical signals to check heartbeat. And also, the normal ECG records up to 60 to 100 heartbeats per minute. And also, the ECG helps to detect problems in your heart, and it helps to doctors to check our heartbeat whether we are attacking heart diseases
in previous or past. And my teammate continued.
Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, this is about the health monitoring system. Today, actually, in the hospitals, we are facing a lot of problems. The doctors are facing why the patient have to, why the patient is being in the emergency ward. The doctors have to continuously, they have to check the monitoring system. While they are at there and they have to continuously monitoring the heartbeats and the pulse rate of the patient at that time. While using this health monitoring system, we can use the IoT based sensor, ECG sensor. While using this ECG sensor, they can know the heart rates and the pulse rate of the patient, and they also know the temperature of the room temperature. While the patient is facing the problem, it can give a message or alert by using the IoT sensor. They can get message to the phone or laptop at the emergency time. By that time, they can operate at constant time. They can operate the more patients while they are in cabin, and they can easily know the which patient is getting emergency and which patient is facing the problem. These are the components using it. It will be to ECG sensor to know the heart rate, and we use the mode and CU at with the help of the CSC students. We can implement the program in that. And
Done? So have you done the experimentation so far? No.
yes, sir.
So what, can you share some of the results? What you have done?
Actually, this is done by me at my college, sir. While the NAC inspection is going on,
What is the accuracy rate?
accuracy rate it is 70, sir. 70. Yeah, that's my answer. It was connected to the laptop using IoT. While it was less than showing in the graph.
Yeah, got it. How do you improve the accuracy to the 90? Because these are the very vital things, right? I think 100% or 95 to 100 is the acceptable rate in the market today.
Actually, I take the help of my friends and the students of CSC to improve the accuracy level, sir. I can also research about the more sensor which can give the more accuracy rate.
Have you met any doctors so far?
No, sir, I don't.
Any medical practitioner, any medical specialist who are in this domain?
No, sir, I don't.
Because before CSC, I think you should meet them.
Okay.
So the acceptability is very high.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. Let's take a small break for the lunch.
I request everyone to gather for the lunch. So please come.
Please go through the back end of this auditorium. You will find a plenty on the right of the.
I request all of you to have your lunch and assemble back here exactly by 2. The next session will start at 2. And who is the next presenter?
Smart mic, right? Smart mic.
Smart bike. Which team represents the smart bike? So get ready, 2 o'clock your presentation will begin.